Okay, guys, let's get this reader brought up and talk about what we're doing with it today. So, here we go. Words to know. Number 1. What do you think space is like? So, think is our word for number 1. Number 2 is bring. Spaceships can bring astronauts to space. Number 3, before. Astronauts practice flying before their trip. Number 4, light. People feel very light floating in space. Number 5, because. Astronauts like to jump because it is fun. Number 6, carry. Astronauts carry tools to work with. Number 7, show. Pictures show us what the moon is like. Number 8, around. You can see clouds all around Earth. So we're going to be talking about astronauts this week in space. Astronauts travel into space. Before they go, they plan what to bring. They have to bring food that can last the whole trip. They also bring tools that help them to work in space. They bring cameras to show people back on Earth what space looks like. You will read more about astronauts in Let's Go to the Moon. All right, our author is Stephen R. Swinburne. Steve Swinburne has never been to the moon, but he loves to travel and explore new places here on Earth. His trips have brought him close to bears, bobcats, and wolves. He has written many books about the things he has seen. And this story is an informational text. It gives you facts about a topic. So as we read, we're going to look for words that tell real-life facts and photos that show the real world. So this is our heading. It's called Blast Off. It says, would you like to fly to the moon? Let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! And if you look, the words blast off are all in capital letters. That's because the author wants you to say them loud. Blast off! All right, here's our heading. This is the heading. And this right here, anytime you see a sentence under a photograph, that's called the caption. It tells you all about what is in the photograph. So here we go. It can take 4 days to get to the moon. A rocket helps us blast into space. We ride in the spaceship at the top of the rocket. There are no plants and animals on the moon. There is no water or air. The moon has rocks, dust, and craters. A crater is a big hole. So look at the caption. It says the surface of the moon is dusty and has many craters. And that's a real life picture of what the surface of the moon looks like. It's not made of cheese. This section, our heading is spacesuits. So here's all about the suits they wear. Our caption under the picture says, this is astronaut Ronald Evans wearing his spacesuit. It's time to put on our spacesuits. Spacesuits help keep our skin safe from the very hot sun and the very cold shade. The spacesuits have air in them so we can breathe. Now we are dressed for our walk on the moon. So this is called Moonwalk. Walking on the moon is fun. We can take big light steps. We are very light because the moon has less gravity than the Earth. We carry space tools with us. We have jobs to do here. And then this is a moon rocks section. We find rocks and bits of dust to bring back home. We will show the rocks to people back on Earth. The Lunar Rover. We drive around in our Lunar Rover. It's even more fun than walking in our fat spacesuits. Look at all the dust the Lunar Rover kicks up. Taking pictures. We take pictures of our footprints. We take a picture of our spaceship too. Our flag is up. Let's take one last look before we go. We see rocks and dust. Let's go home. It's time to go back home. What's it like to be on the moon? It's strange and fun at the same time. When you look up and see the moon, what do you think? Our moon is beautiful. All right, so you guys can look at these pages if you want. But here's our other little story that goes with Let's Go to the Moon. This is a biography. A biography is a true story about a person's real life. And so this is a real person. Her name is Mae Jemison, and we're going to read all about her. Mae Jemison was born in Alabama. Mae knew she wanted to be a scientist when she grew up. Mae studied very hard in college and became a doctor. She went to Africa because she wanted to help sick people there. Later, Mae became an astronaut. She had to learn many things before she could go into space. At last, May was ready to fly in the space shuttle. The astronauts had to bring equipment with them. They had to carry food, too. May could move around easily in space. She felt light as a feather. Now May has her own company. She wants people to think about science. She tries to show people how science helps them every day. So here's a timeline that tells you about May's life. So in 1981, she became a doctor. In 1987, she became an astronaut. And in 1993, she started her own company. So she was a pretty amazing person, wasn't she? Here's a couple of extra pages that you guys can try out at home just for extra fun. And I hope you enjoy our story this week.